many people, there's thousands and thousands of people on Freelancer and Odesk and all these sort of online places who are bidding for jobs. There's literally teams of people in India whose companies are built on Freelance work. And the thing they actually have, they have full-time employees going out there, and your job, Mr. Employee, is to bid on Freelance projects. That's all they do all day, is just cut and paste their standard template application form into your actual request, just to sort of fundamentally spam Freelance with job applications. And what the SS method does is it actually helps you eliminate those people straight away. They have to actually self-select to actually be chosen. So what you want to do at the bottom of your actual job application is put 3 unique questions. They can be related to the job. They can be completely irrelevant. What did you have for breakfast? You know, what's your favourite movie? I actually do some weird stuff like that sometimes. I actually say at the end of my job description or job ad, what's your favourite movie? And that way when you get your 50 responses back, you just go through them. Who answered the questions? Who even didn't answer the questions? Delete, 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 delete. It saves you from spending 5 minutes reading the job ad. If they're not going to take the time to read your job ad properly and respond to it in the way you want, they've self-selected, they don't want to be involved. They're not serious players. So you only want to work with people who actually are active and proactive in actually wanting your work. And it also shows you who actually listens. Because one of the things too is that if people aren't going to actually read your job ad properly and actually answer those questions for you, how are they going to actually work with you when you actually ask them to do something? How responsive are they going to be? Are they actually going to listen to your job ad properly, your job brief properly, your feedback properly? So you want to give some actual curveballs in up front just to actually limit the pool of people you have to go through. Because one of the hardest things is actually going through and selecting these people. So if you can put some barriers in place to make them select for yourself, select themselves out, makes your job so much easier. Some of the actual online tools like Freelancer and Odesk actually allow you to actually, as part of the process, give 3 separate questions. If you have that, use that. If not, just at the bottom of your actual spec, just write, can you also answer these 3 questions? Whether it is, what did you have for breakfast? One of the things I really like to do, if it's actually a decent-sized job, is, given your experience in this area, what other things have I missed in my brief that you think would make this project better? And actually make them think about it. Make them offer some value. Well, look, I would actually put the opt-in box a bit differently. I found this really works. Or in some software development stuff, I actually think doing it on Adobe Air, which is cross-platform, would be better for you because it means you can actually run it on Mac and PC. You know, that might be their response. So ask them some questions actually going to make them value add to you. Because that's going to show you where the premium people come from. Because again, it's all about geo arbitrage. You might find that you can get a particular task done for $100, but it's going to show you why someone's bidding you $500. It's going to actually tell you what the value they're going to add. And you can say, well, shit, this person's extra value and thoughts they put into this is worth the extra $200 I'm going to spend. So I'm going to get a better value at the end of the day. So it's really important to use this SS method to actually make people self-select. Makes it easy for you to choose them, makes them stand out better, makes your job a lot easier in getting value.
I'd like to add a few extra ones and I suppose draw out some of those nuggets that Pete was talking about just then. Firstly, you'll get a whole lot of people bidding on the job when you do post it. Don't select the first person that comes through, especially when you first get started. Like Pete was saying, there's auto systems out there that will scan and trawl for jobs and then they'll auto post a response up saying, yes, we can do this, this and this, and it's clearly a canned response. So make sure that you don't select the first person. The second thing was making sure that you put as much detail in as you can. Usually when I first post the job, I'm a little bit more broad and a little bit more general. When it comes to actually selecting the person and then working with the person, the more detail that you can give them, the quicker, the cheaper, the better quality, everything. More detail when you're working with virtual assistants just will give you a 100 times better result. There's a couple other things that I do when I'm putting my jobs on vWorker as well. I always start my job ad with the same thing. So when you open it up, I open with the same sentence. And that sentence is, here is an easy job for someone who knows what they're doing. So that might be a really good line to write down. Here is an easy job for someone who knows what they're doing. Just think about the context or what you're pre-framing the person who's reading that ad to think. If they go, oh, this is a very hard job, then it's like they're saying, well, they're not very good at it. So it's not an easy job for them because they're not the right person. They're not very good at it. And typically by putting that sentence in as well, you'll get more competitive rates. And it stops people saying when they post a bid, oh, that's a very hard job, I'm going to have to jack the price up. So it really is a really good pre-frame when you post any job. The other thing as well I like to put in the ad, think in terms of the person who is bidding on your job. Get in their mind frame. What is it, do you think, that someone who is doing out-tasking jobs is looking for? If you think about, for them, they want some stability. As an out-tasker, you've constantly got to win new jobs every week to make sure that you make enough money to pay your rent. So what I like to add in down the bottom of the job ad is, P.S. This is a trial for ongoing work. I have regular work. If you perform, you'll come on as part of my virtual bench and I'll give you consistent work. So that way you're appealing to a higher quality individual, you're appealing to someone, and again, what does that do? That might get them to lower their bid because they sit there and think, oh, if this is for ongoing work, maybe I want to be a little bit more competitive to make sure that I get on side with this good person and then I can get regular work. And often I'll tell them, go look at my feedback for my VWorker, and they'll see a lot of, in VWorker, I pay a lot of people through bonuses because that's what I do for ongoing work. I don't relist the job. I'll talk to them once I've sort of built up a rapport with them. I'll talk to them and then just pay them as a bonus. So I say to them, see, check out all of these bonuses. That's really attractive to someone looking to do out-tasking work.